All right. Hello again. This is Chad Everett Broshears, the host of Growing Up in the Wilds of Suburbia. And today's episode is episode 16, and it is on building your future. So I'm going to be very quick with this one. I know I usually say that, and it goes on a little bit further than my estimated timelines because I do enjoy the conversation, but I am on a tight time budget today. So I'm going to share a quick screen with you, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the disclaimer here quickly. So here it is. This is my medical and content disclaimer. So you know that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not replacing any specialist of any nature. And please, if you have the moment, stop the video, pause the video and read over the entirety of this so that you understand exactly where we stand in growing up in the wilds of suburbia and also the human manual. All right. Now that you had a chance, I'm going back to the screen. Okay. All right. Wonderful. All right, just very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, life happens to the unconscious. So the unconscious people that move through life going paycheck to paycheck or, really just kind of going through the motions, life happens to those people. Rather than being at cause for life, they're just kind of one day, someday, life's going to work out. Fairy tale. Now, for the people that are in charge of their life, they don't really abide by that so much. Now, they know that life's going to happen around them, but they're taking proactive steps in order to overcome any of the challenges that they have. I commonly find this with people that believe in fate or destiny. They find that they usually are at subject to life rather than being in charge of life and doing something to change their inevitable future. So with that, there's so many different places to go. People do this in Bino. That's inappropriate. Quit it. All right. People do this in all sorts of areas of their life where they just kind of they go around and they don't really look to find the solutions to overcome their challenges as much as they think that because they learned a certain amount of things at a younger age that they should have it down. And if they don't have it down, then it's not meant to be. I appall this idea. Like, that idea will not be a position I hold ever again in my life. I held it in my adolescence to a very short period of time. Once I reached the new age of reason for myself in that particular philosophical viewpoint, I realized that there are plenty more opportunities. I was limited on my knowledge and exposure for certain things. So I behaved accordingly to somebody who lived inside of a restricted reality would behave, which I avoided certain things because I thought if it was really hard to do, then it wasn't meant to be. Or if it didn't work out the first time or the second time or the third time, then it wasn't going to happen for me. And all of this. And I started to realize that what I was is convicted by the patterns of my early authorities and the belief systems that I was either infected with or adopted. So I didn't really have a lot of defense mechanisms to say, at like 8 years old, that destiny was a load of crap, or that free will, or no, free will is another topic, but that all those destiny or predestinations and stuff like that's a load of crap. I don't see any reason to believe that in my current reality, nor in my history. I've seen other people overcome things, and I've seen all kinds of things that people, once they learn exactly what's necessary to learn to achieve their goal, all of a sudden they have the availability of achieving their goal. I am not one for that nonsense to believe that I'm not allowed to do something because somebody else somewhere else wrote out the story of my life. I'd rather be charged with the ability to say, hey, I do like that idea. It's pretty interesting that that person has that kind of life. Maybe I want to experience it too. So now this is where we get to work, and this is where the video is going to get I'm going to get a bit concise on this. I'm going to narrow down a lot of the words so that the conversation is more impactful. And also, as I look at the clock ticking down, I realize that I have very little time left. So what I want to offer you is how to acquire the skill sets necessary to achieve any and all of your desires. If it is within physics abilities, or the ability for physics to describe a reality around what you want to accomplish, then it is possible. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not more things to learn in the future. We don't know everything there is to know about everything at this point, but we know a great deal about a lot of things. So with that being said, if you want to accomplish a specific amount of money, what are you doing to acquire that position? If you wish to develop yourself in a specific place, what are you doing to develop yourself there? As a very easy introduction to this, and I'll take it from my own life, is I ran a personal training company, Go Figure Holistic Personal Training, and it was a holistic training. So it was a big spread of value with a lot of different moving parts and different professionals involved with me, from neurologists, acupuncturists, to chiropractors, to dietitians and nutritionists. There was a lot of people involved with this company. But there were certain key elements, me being at the center of it all, that I wasn't well trained in enough. And I was attached to something that was a little premature. Like I drew all these people in together, but there was the actual fundamental information necessary for it to exist, and it wasn't existing, or it existed at a very immature position, meaning I wasn't well developed in it. So it pretty much basically I was teaching everybody my trade secrets and, my particular formulated education in the physical body and the holistic practices. And I was teaching all of these people this stuff, but I didn't have the full unit, the full program, the full plan to keep them together. So basically I educated some people that later became kind of competition for me, rather than working with me. Now, that's not everyone that was involved, but there were definitely 3 people involved that became more competition than members of the family. And that was my own shortcoming, not theirs. I fault them not at all. They do what human beings did, and that's exactly what we all do. But I missed that piece of knowledge. So now here comes the interesting part. At least I'll say it's interesting. Is if you don't know something, you have 3 options. You can either remain ignorant to it or choose not to consider what you don't know. You can pay for training, which is the most efficient and effective value if you have the budget available, or if you can figure out how to justify it because you get it faster and you get direct conditioning on your goals, or you can be paid to get trained. Most people don't realize you can be paid to be trained. You've done it since day one. The first job you got, you were paid to be trained. But you see, you have to do your own self-auditing to find out what's missing that's stopping you from achieving your goals if it's in the business world. You can even do it in pleasure and all the rest of that stuff too, and find a way of monetizing what you love doing, and find somebody else. If you don't have the ability to run that kind of business, find somebody else who is running that kind of business and try to get in as best you can so you can get that training in. So this is your option. If you lack the ability to sell, all right, here's a report card thing. Go get a job that requires that you sell. Get an entry-level job that requires that you sell. The report card's going to be whether or not you're employed in 90 days. Don't quit. Do everything you can, but don't quit. Don't break the law either. But as far as some rules, they're not. Sometimes you do better when you break rules, but I don't really have the time to go too far into that, but I hope to inspire the idea that there's something there that you may want to know more about or explore with me. But at this moment, I'm not going to go any further into breaking the rules. Don't break the law, but rules. So with that, you can get a job getting trained in what you're missing. Now, you have to let go of the idea that you are better than the job that you're taking. You might have to get a job going door to door, handing out flyers at people's homes. You might have to get a job doing that in order to understand a better marketing solution for yourself. Because if you're doing that and you're handing out flyers, you're not the salesperson in that scenario. You're the deliverer. You're the marketer. You're the one getting out and doing the marketing. You're the one on the bottom level of the floor, and you're the one doing the work. Now, you'll be paid for it unless you do it voluntarily. It's your call. Or you can seek out a consultant or someone in training and have them train you on how to market yourself, right? If that's the skill set that's missing. A really good trained mentor in developing business understands all of the key elements that it takes to run a business. Now, it's not necessarily your business, it's a business. And then it has to fit, your business has to fit it. Or You get a really good mentor who learns how to make those other things fit your business. So but those are people you have to pay. There's not a lot of people just donating time for that, right? Who really is vested in your results. So you can be trained. You absolutely can. Pay for it or not. But if you want to have the life fulfilled that you're after, you need to stop or recognize where you're unconscious. So if you're moving through life and you have all kinds of complaints and you want to enroll people in how bad life is, you're one of the people that are unconscious to your abilities. So get into action. All right. There is a program coming up that'll be launched on November 1st, 2015, with 2 other programs, a relationship-based program, and then a learning-based program. So there's 3 of them that I'm launching all on November 1st. So you will find those very soon. They'll be available, and I will be advertising everything in the very near future. So if you're watching this video and it's after 11/1/2015, just keep looking at the other videos, especially the newer videos compared to this date, and you'll find the information necessary to find out more about those programs. So I hope that you understand with this that if you're complaining about things, that's where you need to go to work, because you're unconscious there about your abilities to achieve your goals. That's why I never shut people down to complain when I say, how are you doing? And they say, well, I'm okay. And, oh, okay, well, you're okay, but really, how are you doing? Well, if I complain, nobody would want to hear me. I'm like, it's only the people that want to hear you are the ones that either can create the solution or the ones that are glad your life's worse than theirs. I'm the former, not the latter. I'm the one that tell me your problems. I'll do everything I can to assist you in creating a solution. So there are those out there as well. Those are kind of more like unicorns in a sense. You've heard of them, but you may never have met them. Well, congratulations. I'm Chad. Chad Everett Brochures, actually. And I absolutely am in love with finding solutions. So tell me your problems, give me your challenges, and I am going to help you find a solution as best I can at the minimum amount of resources at my, unless you want to buy one of those programs, you'll get a whole lot more of my resources then, but at least I can help your day occur a little bit better. Watch my videos. So comment as much as you want and share these videos as much as you want in the comment sections below, or grab the URL from YouTube, share it on Facebook, whatever media that you wish to share it on, Google+, I don't care. Send it in an email to a friend if you want, if you feel that this will be beneficial for them. Again, this is Chad Everett Brochures. I am the host of Growing Up in the Wilds of Suburbia, and also the author of The Human Manual, which is a series of books and training materials and courses that you are going to be capable of obtaining in a very, very near future. So with that, thank you guys very much for watching the video. Again, share. All right, guys, stay in action, understand where your drawbacks and fallbacks are, and let's get into action to create solutions for that. Have a good day.